You find yourself wondering why the supposed most wonderful time of the year feels less like magic and more like a deadline. You notice that while the room around you gets louder and brighter, you instinctively start to get quieter and fade away. You notice that as the festive lights burn brighter, your eyes feel heavy, as if the visual noise is physically draining you. You notice a sudden physical weight pressing on your chest whenever you scroll past another perfect family photo on your screen. You assume this lack of excitement is a deep character flaw, convinced that you are cold, ungrateful, or somehow broken inside. You notice yourself checking the time at every gathering, quietly calculating the exact moment it becomes socially acceptable for you to leave. You notice that you volunteer to wash dishes or clean up, just to escape the pressure of holding a conversation nearby. This heavy feeling is not a character flaw, and it does not mean you are missing the capacity for connection or love. Your brain is processing these high-intensity social cues as threats to your energy, rather than sources of relaxation or festive joy. You notice that when the noise finally stops, you do not feel relaxed. You feel completely drained, like a battery run dry. You notice that specific holiday songs do not make you feel nostalgic, but instead trigger a tight, sharp tension in your shoulders. The exhaustion comes because the performance of joy is far heavier to carry than the actual holiday season ever was alone. You notice you are buying gifts not out of genuine love, but out of a sharp, anxious fear of getting it wrong. You notice yourself delaying opening messages because the enthusiasm required to respond feels like physical labor you cannot afford to give. It is like trying to drive a car with absolutely no gas, simply because the calendar on the wall says go now. You are not ungrateful for the season. You are simply biologically tapped out from the demand to manufacture emotions you do not feel. You are quietly grieving something you cannot name, feeling a profound sense of loss even when the room is full of people. You do not owe anyone a performance of happiness, nor do you need to force a smile to prove you care. Stepping back from the noise is not an act of abandonment. It is a necessary act of self-preservation for your mind. It is perfectly okay if your version of Christmas looks completely different than the polished commercials you see on the screen. You notice that you need absolute silence to recover from the joy, craving a quiet room where nothing is asked of you. Silence is a valid form of celebration, and resting your mind is just as sacred as any loud or festive gathering. That sudden shutdown feeling is not rudeness. It is your system protecting you from an overload that you cannot currently process. This is not a lack of holiday spirit. It is simply an overload of senses that your body's trying to manage. You are allowed to find the magic in the quiet, unseen moments, rather than forcing yourself into the loud, bright ones. You can love your people deeply and still need to be away from them to keep your own sanity intact today. You are allowed to protect your own peace over their expectations, choosing a calm mind over a pleasing but exhausting performance. Your need for quiet is not a rejection of them, but a necessary reclamation of the energy you have lost recently. It is okay to simply survive this season rather than conquer it, letting the days pass without forcing a perfect experience. You are enough just as you are right now, even if you are not festive and even if you are quiet.